Hi, this is Samith from workwithsamith.com. So you're here because you want free coaching. Last night I was lucky enough to get some coaching by the wonderful Zach Crawford, who's been mentoring me in my business. He's a six-figure earner and he's making at least $10,000 a month. So I knew that I had to pin him down and get some valuable information out of him. Now, it cost me $300 for 1 hour of his time. And if I had to do it over again, I would definitely have paid another $300 for more of his time. It was eye-opening, it was informative, and I left there with some very good action sequences. So you don't have to pay $300 because I don't think everybody has that money, but everybody should have the opportunity to know what coaching is all about. And I really recommend for you that as soon as possible, you get someone, you talk to someone who's getting the results that you want, and you get to them and say, look, how can I help my business? And you might have to pay them for it, but you know what? That is so much better than any internet marketing course that you can ever buy. Getting someone to just talk to you on a one-on-one level and then answer all those questions that you need answered. So without further ado, I'll get into my notes now. Yep, page of notes, page and a half of notes from last night. So I'm just going to go over them, and you can decide the value. But I know that the value for me was much more worth than the $300 that I paid for. Okay, so Zach Crawford, he's very much the anti-guru method. Everything about what he called nut swinging. I'm not even sure what it really means, but he used the term nut swinging. The fact that in the Warrior Forum, a lot of people if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Which on the surface that's okay, but often that means that you're JVing with people, or you're promoting offers that you have no idea are any good, without even looking at the back end. So a lot of the time, you find yourself in a position where your integrity is on the line. And Zach was like, your integrity is the most important thing online. It's your name, it's your brand. You can't afford to nut swing with the wrong people. And how do you know the wrong people? All you have to do is go into their list themselves and see how they treat their list. So you're obviously on a lot of people's lists. I know that some of them, you would read every single email every single day, and others you're like, what have I done? All I have to do is hit delete or put into a swipe file or something. So don't get into that. His model is really interesting. So if you've ever seen the movie Jerry Maguire, it really reminds me of that. And in the scene, Jerry Maguire is having pretty much like a midlife crisis about what he does, and I think he's like an agent, a sports agent for all these sports people, and one by one, all his sports stars, go off to other people, do other things, and he realizes that, let's have less people and more caring. Let's care more about less people. Let's not do it for the money. And if we care more about less people, the money will still come, and we'll remember why we got into the game in the first place. So, he was asking me, you got to be so clear about your why. And this is, it may sound like inspirational BS, but it is fundamental that you understand why you're doing internet marketing. And in the beginning, it may be to get out of debt, it may be to help with your finances, it may be to help with your family, but it can't just be something vague about, I just want to earn a couple of $1,000s. I mean, what do you do then when you get up to it? So it's your why has got to be so clear, and you've got to be looking at it on a daily basis. How much do you want to make bare minimum? What do you want to do for vacations? What and where? Why are you doing all this? The money will come, but it won't fulfill you. You've got to have a reason behind that money. So that's really important. So getting back to the Jerry Maguire idea. So his idea is, Zach Crawford's idea is to have less customers, care more about them, and in the end make more money. So for an example is, he told me he has about 1,900 customers on his list, and he's busted his ass to get to that level. Like a year of solid traffic. However, on that 1,900 list, in 1 month he made $18,000, which is totally, usually on most guru subscribers they say, every person's worth at least $1. Yet for him, $1,900, 18. I think that's, I don't know what, 200%, 2,000% ROI on the people. That's because he's going way over and beyond what he should, and people are just, they're just handing him money left, right, and center, just like myself, really. So let's go over some other things. So I'm going to go into the two things that he said that you have to do. Look, you've probably already heard this stuff, but let's hear it again from someone who's coached. And when you are forking over money, it makes it more important, okay? Number one, the only thing you really gotta focus on is getting people on your list, driving traffic. Drive traffic into your list. Okay, so you're gonna need a squeeze page. You're going to need a basic blog, nothing too fancy, we're all starting out. And you're going to need something like Aweber to get the people processed and started on your list. And number two, as soon as they're on your list, you've got to start building a relationship, the whole relationship building. And that relationship building is from focusing on helping them. And there was this really cool line that he used. He said, when you focus on helping people, it wears them down, but in a good way. So I was like, yeah, because he did the same thing with me. I went on his list for 3-4 months. I saw what he was offering. It was very consistent, and he wore me down. I just kept seeing his face over and over again, and I kept chatting to him, and he wore me down so much that I couldn't help but trust him. And we've been able to create a really good relationship and work together. So build a relationship is focusing on helping others, and when you help others, you wear them down, but in a good way. So that's the next thing. So why do you want to build relationships? Well, so you can get money, but more importantly than money, and this is what Zach Crawford really craves, and I think if you got past the money, you would crave this too, is for the testimonials. The testimonials will build your business faster than money will. And this is, if you get this, you really get this. You see, if you can get a couple of testimonials of people saying that not only they changed your life, but they actually made money from you, then that is social proof. That is validating everything you're doing. So a testimonial is more important than money, because testimonials bring in money. Yeah. He said it's really important as soon as you're making money that you reinvest at least 50%. Minimum 20%, but at least 50% back into paid traffic. A lot of people, when they start getting the money, they start getting up themselves and buying things. I mean, that's just not great business sense. If you want to build your business as fast as possible to a stage where it provides more than enough for you and your family, you've got to at least invest 50%. Yeah. Now, another side thing of relationship building that he talked about was not only building relationships with your list, but actually building relationships with people who you consider above. And, people that you look up to. I mean, no one's better than you, but obviously there are people out there who have got the results you have. So the first thing you got to ask yourself is, how can I help you? Rather than not how they can help me, but talk to someone who's on your list and go, mate, how can I help you? And I literally asked Zach, how can I help you? And he's like, exactly. That's exactly what somebody wants to hear who's below them. And so what happens is, if you can help that person. And you know what? How you can help a person who's above you is actually by giving a testimonial, a truthful one, a heartfelt one that says, look, I went through their course or I did their coaching and I got so much value out of it. And you do it because you want to, not because they're saying, hey, give me all the testimonials I can get. You're doing it because, this is coming from your heart. And when you do that and you become a testimony for them, guess what? They will include you in their next sales page like Zach Crawford did for me. And then they can say, look, this guy, Samith Pich, he was in my coaching and he found, so much, he was able to get such good results from it. You should do too. And then here's the cool thing. You're someone who's a bit low, just by being on a sales page, just by being associated with someone above you, that lifts you up as well. So first time I saw my little testimonial video, I was like, whoa, I'm on the net. I'm on something really cool. So do something bigger for the big guys. If you don't have a skill yet, think of a way you can go through a course and add like a real heartfelt testimonial. Okay, so and it all comes down to customer service, knowing the lifetime value of your customer. And you may not know the lifetime value of your customer. Well, if you're treating your customer like a person with lifetime value, you will get a lifetime value, yeah? Okay. Now the anti-guru model is about not thinking you're perfect. It's actually about bringing yourself down to a very human level, making videos and making blog posts about what it took you, to get to your current level and how you failed all the time, tailoring your message, and bring them down to your world. So I'm going to bring them down to Samith's world, resonating with people like yourself. So Dagan Smith, he totally resonates with a very specific type of people, and Zach Crawford resonates with a very specific type of people as well. Me personally, I'm a father and a husband. I'd like to resonate with family people, so that's where I'm going to go with. You've got to break your message down so it's very clear. Okay, so what else? Okay, then we just talked about, then we talked about two. I said just give me two traffic methods that that work. Okay, I didn't want to be overbombed with everything, so just give me two. So here's the two that he gave me. One, YouTube videos. I know, crazy idea, right? It's not exactly rocket science. It's not the latest thing, but it works day in and day out. Now YouTube videos, you got to make sure you optimize them in terms of SEO and backlinking correctly. But you do the work once and it's up there forever. Okay, and what you really got to do is you got to go hardcore. You got to go hardcore, at least 2 to 3 videos a day. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next, say, 90 days. It's not doing YouTube videos for a week and going, it's nothing's working, it's all failed. It's creating this snowball avalanche that's growing bigger and bigger and bigger over the next 90 days. So if you create 3 a day, times that by 7 is 21 videos, times that by 30 is 600, times that by 90 is 1800 videos. Do you think you can improve your message, your videos after you've done 1800? Absolutely. Do you think that if you SEO it properly that you'll be ranking for amazing terms? Absolutely. When I was on Google, I was doing a quick review, looking for a review on a particular product just to see what it's like, and the first 5 were just YouTube videos. Imagine if your video was just at the one of those 5. I looked at all of them. So YouTube grabs people. So invest your time. I'm going to invest my time. I don't know what you're going to do, but invest your time into YouTube videos. And the next one is forum marketing. So YouTube videos and forum marketing is free. It's time effective, and it builds over the long run. It's not time effective as in, obviously you've got to put your time into it, but it will, over the long run, it will build. And if you do it for more than a week, if you do it for, say, 90 days, you will get amazing results. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I asked him, look, I've only got 2 hours a day. What do I do in those 2 hours? He said, make free YouTube videos and, make 5 forum marketing things. And that's your 5 forum marketing comments. That's it. Give some helpful advice. And I can do that. And, is it worth $300 to pay to get the information? When someone says, this is what's worked for me, it will work for you too. And I guarantee you that if you do it for 90 days, you will be able to have a thriving business and build your list. Absolutely. And if you have money, solo ads, it's no question. Solo ads are fantastic. So, what else? So the last thing I would say, there's quite a bit here, is in terms of YouTube videos, subscribe to a whole heap of channels and see what's working for other people. See what you can take from them and put into your own words. And also, this is probably random, but it made sense for me. When you get someone to opt in, say you've got a squeeze page, people come in, you've got a free report to give to them. When they get to the thank you page and saying, thank you, here's your free report, at the bottom of it, make sure you have a recommended resource, and make sure it's to someone who has who's not only well known but also has a reoccurring payment. So whatever, my mind's gone blank. So make sure that you have your thing that you want to give them, and below that have a banner or something that leads to another product. So for people who are impulse buyed, they can go to that. Okay, I've been talking for way too much, and thank you so very much for listening to me. I hope this was really helpful. The most important thing you can do right now is to focus on your business. You focus, blinkers on, shut out in 1 or 2 hours, doesn't matter, 30 minutes, whatever you got, 1 to 2 hours, and just focus on marketing, focus on building that list. Your list is the most important asset you've got. No one can take that away from you. So go ahead, get people onto your list, drive traffic for the next 90 days, do whatever you got to do, so then you can do what other people can't do, and build the relationships down into your list, and and talk to people personally, one-on-one, and build relationships up with people who you really respect, and then they will pull you up as well. So that was Samith Pich from workwithsamith.com. I hope to talk to you soon, and let's connect, and I hope to give you some more information very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.